This deal had been going on for quite some time, underway for several years, according to a senior administration official. And NBC News first reported on these negotiations earlier this year in February. But you see that video just a few moments ago of those Americans walking off of that airplane. This is the moment that their families had been waiting for. And we're just actually getting a written statement now from President Biden just within the last few moments. He says, today, 5 innocent Americans who were imprisoned in Iran are finally coming home. They will soon be reuniting with their loved ones after enduring years of agony, uncertainty, and suffering. The president says that he is grateful to our partners at home and abroad for their tireless efforts to help us achieve this outcome, including the governments of Qatar, Oman, Switzerland, and South Korea. So, Jose, this is something that we have been reporting on for the last several days. But again, we're now seeing for the first time those new images of those Americans getting off in Qatar. Now, the Biden administration had been facing some criticism from its critics, saying that this money essentially amounted to a ransom payment. But the Biden administration, the White House, aggressively pushing back on that and saying that this is Iranian money. It was merely being unfrozen for humanitarian purposes, and that money will be strictly monitored, Jose. But again, at this point, just this morning, a few moments ago, we're seeing that video. Family members of those Americans breathing a sigh of relief this morning, Jose.
And Gabe, just apparently not all of them, but most of them will be going on to a flight to the United States shortly, today.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I should point out, too, there were, 5 Iranians that were part of this deal as well. And we're also learning more information from them, from senior administration officials, saying that those 5 Iranians were charged with nonviolent crimes. Now, 3 of the 5 actually have some legal status in the U.S. The other 2 will head to Qatar. 2 of those Iranians had been in prison, and 3 of them had not yet been convicted. But again, this is a deal that had been in the works for quite some time. The Biden administration also announcing new sanctions today. So in terms of relations between the 2 countries, it is still very tense. And according to senior administration officials, they have no confidence at this point that Iran will stop detaining Americans. But those new sanctions today against Iran's Ministry of Intelligence and former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad for Iran's alleged role in the disappearance of a former FBI agent, Bob Levinson, who disappeared off the coast of Iran back in 2007. He died several years ago, believed to be in Iranian custody. Again, the U.S. announcing new sanctions because it still wants a more complete accounting of what Bob Levinson went through and exactly how he died. And the U.S. administration officials saying that these sanctions are all part of what they believe, that the Iranian government continues to wrongfully detain Americans and is actually urging Americans not to travel to Iran. Jose?
Yes, Gabe, stay with us. I want to bring in Ali Arouzi, NBC's Ali Arouzi. He is live in Tehran today. Ali, it's good to see you. So what more do we know about the 5 Iranians the U.S. is releasing? And Gabe was talking us a little bit about them, but do we know more about them?
Hey, Jose. Well, as Gabe mentioned, 2 of them have decided to remain anonymous. We're not sure why. They may have family members here and they just don't want that sort of exposure. But the 3 we know of is 51-year-old Siamak Namazi, who spent more time in an Iranian prison than any other U.S. citizen in history. And shortly after he was arrested, his father flew to Iran, Jose, to try and secure his release. He was subsequently arrested. He is a man in his 80s. He was only released in 2022 on health grounds. So if anybody knows what Siamak Namazi is feeling, his father certainly does. The other 2 is 59-year-old businessman Ahmad Shargi, and the third one, whose name we have, is a 67-year-old environmentalist called Morad Tabrizi. He also holds British citizenship. So we know these 3 guys, who they are. We know that we don't know which one of their family members flew over on that Qatar jet with them, but some of their family members also flew with them to pick them up to go back to Qatar. And it's going to be a moment of extreme joy and relief for these peoples. I mean, we don't need to tell our viewers, Evin prison is a notorious prison. It's not an easy place to spend time, let alone 8+ years. So this is really going to be a moment of massive relief for these guys. And they probably, didn't know that they were going to be released up until a couple of weeks ago. And even being on that tarmac, Jose, they probably weren't sure that this deal was all going to come through until that Qatar plane had left Iranian airspace, because, relations between Iran and the U.S. are just so acrimonious. You never know if a deal is done until it really is done. But now they are out of there. As Gabe mentioned, they're probably going to have some quick medical checks in Qatar, and then from there to the United States to be reunited with the rest of their family, probably have some very in-depth medical checks and psychological evaluations, because spending that much time in such a harsh prison is going to take an extremely heavy toll on you, both physically and mentally. But again, a moment of great relief for these 5 Iranian Americans that have been released after so long.